Checking audio. Alright, audio seems to be good. What is going on? What is going on, guys? David the Gamer here, back with another stream. This one, for this stream, it's gonna be the second series of the Ace Attorney, or Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. It's not Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, it's, Apollo Justice. Apparently it's gonna be a different, what's it called? It's gonna be a different, defense prosecutor. Whatever. But it's a new one. This is gonna be new. We have no idea what we're doing. Yep. Anyways, guys, if you do enjoy, sorry, I'm a little bit flustered because I do also have news. I will not be able to be doing too much of my Wii game streams anymore, and my Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because I have a little complications here. So those streams will be put on hold, but I will guarantee I will get them back eventually. So we will continue them. But until then, it will just be Xbox games that we can stream. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy the games that we play, make sure you smash that subscribe button, follow me on Twitch, and, you know, that's pretty much it. Sit back, enjoy yourselves, and let's try this out. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 4 episodes for this one. Maybe. Oh. There's a lot more. Okay, no, there's a lot. Okay, I'm not gonna go into this if it contains spoilers. Alright. Ace Attorney games really have a lot of stuff to do, honestly. So, like, if you do want to have a game that is a lot, sure. Right. Let's start off from the first one. No. Yep. Uh-huh. Episode 1, Turnabout Trump. Let's see. Lose. Nope. Man, we stuck by a bottle. That's what gambling does to you. Give me a minute, Instar. I will answer that question. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Okay, interesting case. April 20, 9:37 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Okay, to answer your question, Instar, how am I? I'm a bit good and bad. I'm saddened for the fact that I can no longer do Wii streams or my Assassin's Creed Valhalla streams, for the fact that my laptop to run it has been taken away from me. So yeah, it's just a little bit of downwards, and I cannot do a flip. Unfortunately, this game does not allow it. Okay, anyway, back to it. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it, I'm nervous. Oh, good morning. How come I love this train? Because to answer your question, the laptop that I got from the laptop was a laptop I got from a friend, and I earned it through a tournament. However, I've now got knowledge that I got told that he needed it back because it wasn't. It was his to give, but it's at the same time not. Yeah, because it was his family's. So yeah, I'll hopefully be trying to get a replacement if need be for it. So you never know. But until then, yeah. Good morning. Who do we got? Good morning, sir. You look tense. Justice wound up tonight? Wound? Up? So no, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it to be expected. The first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. do my chords of steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. Who are you? Hold up. It's the same as what we got. It's the same as Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Can we switch? Oh, okay. Christopher Gavin, the boss at Gavin Law Offices, a first-rate defense attorney, and my trusted. Okay, him unknown. Shadowsmith, the victim in this case, a traveler only recently back in the country. Okay, my first client. So in a way, it's kind of like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, only it's a different defense attorney and a different mentor as well, but it's still the same. I overdid it. But how are you, Enzo? How have you been lately? As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. That's interesting. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes. I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing your case. Or our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Okay. Right, just yawning. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney, and today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way. Sounds like I know the person. Whoa. That looks like out of it. Good morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous meeting him, cardiac arrest. This guy's pretty chill. I think I'm supposed to say something. So you're fine? I'm fine. Mr. Fine is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me. Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why? You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. We always gotta be confident in ourselves. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It's time, shall we? Yes, sir. Yes, Commander. Alright, so far the same gist. A little bit of a weirder little story, but okay. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. April 20, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2. Oh my god, it's a judge! And it looks a little bit more textured, you know? It looks more human than Phoenix Wright. The court is now in session. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Wow, Payne has grown. Bruh, he used to have no hair at the top and like short side hairs. Yeah. Like he had thank you, sideburns. But he had no hair on the top. He was basically. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Damn, I'm on that. Do I get the? Yeah, nah. He's 61 now. From Phoenix Wright, I think he was like 50. Something. Damn. That's crazy. The defense is fine. Yep. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Yeah, they have a lot more details in this one. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strange. I forgot to do the voice. You gotta remind me. You gotta remind me to do old man voice. You wanna speak in the microphone? Okay. Well then, no. To viewers, I have someone in background as well who's watching me as well play. Yes, my girlfriend. Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. Just a whisper of however. Bruh. Give minute. Girlfriend difficulties right now. Girlfriend difficulties is happening. And you guys. Thank you. Yeah, I will. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course, he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel? Then let's begin the defendant. Oh, let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. The defendant. Ooh. Oh yeah, him. Okay. Who are you? Give me a name. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. What? Wait a minute. Yo, what? This is Phoenix Wright?
Yep.
Shut up, you didn't know that.
I did.
Nuh-uh.
You can tell it's him.
Nuh-uh, you didn't know that.
You can tell it's
He's
him.
wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat.
Don't matter if he's wearing a hat.
Bro, he looks like
you can tell by
gym
his
instructor.
Structure.
No, he looks like a gym instructor.
No.
You're lying.
No.
Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. He's a piano player now?
Yeah.
I didn't see this. Pianist at the Borscht Ball Club, formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Damn, bruh. Can you read it to me? Oh, don't worry, I'm reading it. I'm reading you a bedtime story, Big Mike. It's about defense attorney. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. Damn. To think I saw you enter this room, a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne, subtle as ever, I see. Ahem. Oh, that's good. You be snuggled in bed. The crime occurred. I'm trying to think of what. The crime occurred at the Borscht Ball Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack. Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was the pianist for the club, it seems. I'm not gonna do voices, I can't. The only voice I could probably do is the judges. I can't be doing voices for so many people. Ugh, the pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist. This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Deadly bottle, grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon, bears the defendant Mr. Wright's prints. Yep. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Court record, right, I've heard of that. Yep. Look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Yes. Oh shoot! We can even. Oh my. Okay. Oh, there's a number inscribed on the back of the badge. The truth, I got a happy feeling that. Oh damn. Okay. Victim's name: Shotty Smith. There's a grape juice bottle there. Lucky. Okay. Damn. So we can even inspect items as well. So it's kind of... Okay, nice. It's got a different feeling. Right, just use... RB, sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. A traveler? Yo, he's traveling! He's traveling! According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant? That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Ball Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing. That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. What's this photo? Oh, this photo. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Indeed, it appears our defendant has fallen to become the basis for a criminal. Objection. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game in the pure sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Oh god, no voice. Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. Ah. Did it work? Did it impress you? Babe, did it impress you? Did my mystical words impress you? Of the blue card? Of course you didn't. Damn it, man. My girlfriend wasn't even listening. That's crazy, man. She's just on her phone on TikTok probably, you know. Damn. Big time streamer here trying to stream. I got a girlfriend in the background who just don't care. That will be our first order of business here then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it, my first trial. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna eat a cookie real quick. I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy. A pianist who can't play piano. Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination, don't blow it. Oh, you were right, you're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech. Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir? You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examinations? We'll get a refresher just in case. Better safe than sorry, especially this early in the game. Yes, teach me. I know nothing. Indeed, your job, justice, is to be mindful of the court record and the testimony. Look for inconsistencies in the testimony with what the court records tell you. When you found an inconsistency, that's when you present the conflicting evidence from the court record with RB. But I didn't hear anything strange at all in the testimony just now. A good sign that you need to press the witness with LB for more information. Press him? Don't let the fact that he's a remarkable man hold you back. Get more information. But isn't Mr. Wright my client? Well, think you can do it? Yes, thank you, sir. Think I can do it. I think you better, or we're going to have a problem. Just remember, find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright. As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin a cross-examination. Alright, let's have a look at it. Competition. I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play. Let me press him. Why are you so bad? You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes when customers demand it. So I play them one song, that's usually all they want. Is this supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask of respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Porsche Bowl Club? My real job is to take on an interested customer. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah, do I just take pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. But what? I've played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. I've played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Anything else? Why is it that since I drank grape juice? His favorite drink? I wonder how it goes with Borscht. Any like fingerprints or something? Yeah. I know. Is that even possible? The room where we play in competition, in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2 decks of cards. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. Crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall in poker, you make 5 card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yeah. Yes, a game of hands. I'm not seeing anything. What about the room? The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction. It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. Bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be a good for keeping a lookout, but little well. The room had a few other tricks to it. Though it was common knowledge to our regulars, at any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred. Do you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Ah, I completely let that slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Right, there's something I'd like to make clear, namely your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. Complete silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murderer. Silence! The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great, like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony? Huh? Wait, something you said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now, what was it? Testimony. Contradiction in Mr. Wright's testimony, but why? Testimony. Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. But this grape you bought was used as a murder weapon. It bears your fingerprints.
Objection!
I got an achievement for presenting my first piece of evidence. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle. Right. So I said. Solving the matter, Mr. Justice? Hehehe. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Penn? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! Don't need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway. What's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove. Objection! Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that. Yes. To brain someone with the bottle. I don't know what it sounds like. What? Yes, I am. I'm losing this case. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Objection! Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? The diagram. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see, and this is the phone that made the call. Wright's cell phone, used by the defendant to notify the police from the restaurant's first floor. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yeah, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative. Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you no one is more serious about. What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How did? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Yes. Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Ooh, uh-oh. Ooh. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? Is this a child? Who do we have as the witness? I swear on my gavel. Please come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Eating cookies. Well, if you are sure, it is okay. Never mind, Vitola. Never mind. Oh. Hey, wait a minute. Would the prosecutor care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be... My name is Olga Orny. I'm employed as a waitress in Borscht Bowl Club Restaurant. A waitress? The witness in this case, a Russian waitress at the Borscht Bowl. Okay. Wait, hold on. What was the age? 21. Shut up. Shut up. And why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. Yeah. Like for example this one. Oh shit. No, I can't. What? Alright, then you gotta be in the stream then.
Alright.
I wish I had another chair. Ask the defendant. Indeed, on the night of the murder.
Man in white hat is one who has gone. How the fuck do you say that word?
Kaput.
Kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim. Ow.
Where you need it.
Order! Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our lap.
It is same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers casually.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. August photo added to the court record. Now Now witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in the room. The hideout, we call it.
Excuse me, the hideout?
It is room where famous gangsters Baga. How do you fucking say that? Baga was arrested. Is room where murder took place.
What?
Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post by courtroom door later for you. Da. Photos will be numbered, and you will write which one you want copy of.
Keep talking like that, you will turn into a Russian. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. If Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. Stop biting my head. You wanna read all this, or?
If I get stuck, help me. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. Da. The victim, he played the whole time with his hands on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. Da. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Okay, I can already point out contradiction for that. I can already point out contradiction. Can you point out a contradiction?
No.
Do you know?
This ain't my game to play, this is yours.
You involved
I'm
yourself.
Just fucking...
The voice.
Yeah, the voice
Hi,
actor.
I'm a voice actor. I speak for. Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim? Objection.
Mr. Smith, such a classic last
That's
name.
that's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice. Maybe you could come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. Oh, what's the evidence? Oh, some poker chips. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime. I see that, but then that's when he is dead. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? Duh, I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Damn, even the defendant is turning Russian. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Chips photo added to the court. Defendant and victim's chips when crime took place. Yeah, give me a nice headrest. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
Great, multiple.
Do you want to read it or no? Because you're
Yes.
reading the same thing.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. The victim, he plays the whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Okay, I can already tell. I want the details of this real quick. He doesn't have a locker, and even still, he wasn't strangled to death. He was killed with this bottle, so it's a blunt object that killed him. So I'm gonna put that. And apparently, I lost that. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Wow, I was wrong. How was I wrong? Shit. Hold up. sorry, viewers out there. I'm just quickly trying to. Right, they aren't on. Okay, so I failed that. Before. So I'm gonna just press on everything because. So right, I'm not having you read that. Right, let's press everything. Not the. Let's put his hats on. It's already April. How could it be cold? At Borscht Golf Club, we have pride in authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia. Oh, sorry, you left, so... Oh, well, I'm going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on the locker at his neck. I don't see a locket. What's this? Hold on, what's this? Wow, the battery is being held in with a piece of tape. He should just buy a new one. Maybe he can't afford it. Or he just doesn't care. Alright, nothing to do with that then. Well, unfortunately, I can't. What's this? Got on the kitchen. What do I call him out for? But I don't know if I should present it. This whole time with his hand on the locket at his neck. I'm gonna present this, but it may... No, but he's not playing. He's chatting with him. I'm gonna go present this. It may be wrong, but we'll figure it out. Probably wrong again. Yep. Yep. Oh, my case is not doing good. I just need to push everything. I need to stop trying to object to everything. I need to get information. Good. Let's just push it, just get information. His locket. I believe it was a good luck charm. Ah, he gripped it many times as he played that night. Yes, he must have felt as though he might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it was small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift. The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket. Of course, I knew that. There's probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. No, a locket. A locket. It's considered bad form to poke fun at the heart of healing in our society. Heart of healing or heart of understanding. So what happened next? Then, last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. What happened? Tell me. You gotta take a picture. Something terrible? Eek! The defense will refrain from needless shouting. Sorry, I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing. Now, Miss Osley, can you tell us what happened? Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. The man flew at the victim and strangled him to death. Poor shit. But the defendant would never do such a thing. Eek. Again. Why are you here? Well, now, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic. If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me. Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker? Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game. He has a crushing defeat for a man undefeated, so it always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers. Oh, how might you fall? Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir, leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't a killer, I've got you now, Ollie. But how do I call this out? How do I get this information, bruh? I don't know. 7 blue stack of coins. I can't look at the court record because they're jammed. It was red, but still. There was a red. You were dealing cards. Do you do this often? Ah, I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht cards, more borscht. It is my work. Good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Welcome to the Borscht Ball Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitress. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. This Cobra players played with hats on down. Played this whole time with his hand on his lockdown. And victim's chips. Man flew at victim and is strangling him. What the hell am I? I'm looking. Victim's name. Oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's because I did the wrong thing. Hold up. I'm gonna try one more, but I think I presented the wrong item. And it's turning on death. Yep. I was wrong. I presented the wrong item. It wasn't the weapon I should have presented. It was the autopsy. Okay, gotcha. I really strangled, you say? That's odd. Yeah. Oh, wait.
Really?
You wanted it. You wanted
Duh. Normal customer only choke on... I don't know how to say
Borscht.
it. Borscht.
Be a Russian. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Hey, Ollie, really now? Did you witness the crime? What the hell was that in the plate?
That wasn't Borscht.
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Oh, they took the hat off. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Photo of forehead, hat removed during investigation.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, Mr. Noreen? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice!
Still you.
I know. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well.
It does as well for me.
It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Oh, it's the cards for game. It's called the player hats on. I don't know what I should, like, present. Hold on, I just realized I may not even be reading. Okay. Tried to strangle victim, he hit him with a bottle. Wait, hold up. Okay, she changed her testimony now. You press this just in case. You didn't say anything about hitting before. You know this thing probably can't hear that fucking far. Finish, you will take great care with your testimony. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Ow. Ah. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim and then changed his mind. Choose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled him, then hit him. Something fishy about all this. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Don't. There were only 3 people in the room. Yeah, we know it's her, but... What the fuck am I calling? Yes, but hold on. My thinking is going down the drain right now, but I'm thinking about this. No, I didn't. This is a new piece of evidence we got. With his hand on a locket at his neck. That's why I'm calling. And I was correct. You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. I'll put an objection to your grammar.
Shut up.
No, but look at this photo. Look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. Impression. I need to be able to handle this. What does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then a locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. Quite simple when you think about it. If the locket's gone, someone must have taken it off. No. Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean the defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. It was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah. The defendant, what do you have to say to this? Oh, Phoenix.
He's wearing it.
Say. Yes. I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too. I do not buy that. This is just a coincidence. Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Nah, just in case if no one heard. Guys, my girlfriend can't lean over. Okay, well, this one you can read. Hey.
The game began with 3,500 points in chip for each man. House chip come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For last hand, defendant played with all chips on the table and lost. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabbed bottle from table and...
That's it. Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I couldn't even read that. Hold up, history. And now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. He thinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Okay. The game began with 3,000. Okay, small and large. Okay, I see that. Okay, let's push everything. Are those the usual starting points where any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be 7,000. Exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Chips come in two sizes, small and large. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that we used? Yeah, of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yes, always. Maybe you could explain in a bit about these chips? Explain? What is there to explain? Objection! Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. God damn it. Not a motorcycle cop. Not a thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles? And yet, as I've been saying before, it was a game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two types of chips, 100 points chips and 1,000 points chips. It is not money, justice. So, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to a testimony myself. Does the defendant want witness to add to a testimony? Yes. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind. Alright, we'll do Big Mike. Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100 points, the other kind is worth 2 kinds in all. Alright, but that seems like it's a lot. 1,000. From what I'm getting, I guess. Way too many. Way too many. Pressure on those. Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. You're not in kindergarten. Sorry, I'm fine. Better think of something else. The two types of chips. The small ones are 100 and the big ones 1,000. Right? Right, of course. Ha! Don't waste our time. Is that all? Yeah. Great. Stop her, now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice, please try not to embarrass me like that. Who, me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculations. Go on, try it.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm not in kindergarten after all. Uh-huh.
And let me count.
I've already done it. It's way over the amount. Oh, that's easier for you. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. There's way too many chips, so I'm gonna present it. I was correct! It's too many! You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. Objection! It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of chips was 7,000 points. Yes, my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1 carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself, you aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. Oh, I even got the calculation wrong. Oh, I thought it was 50. My bad. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. Yep. But why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Starting points were wrong, chip count was wrong, both were right. What? The chip count was wrong, starting point was wrong. Both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? I don't know what I think. The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big one. Madness. Utter madness. Show me that photograph of the chips again. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Oh, wait. Oh. I get it. So he was winning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The chips were wrong, but even still, Ace the Phoenix would have been winning because he's got 8,100. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Does it? I don't know, my math is all wrong. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. Yeah, sure. But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points. And the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Yeah! Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you? Where's the E? Oh, I can't hear. Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the... Oh, what now? Excuse me? What is it? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss Orley? What did we see? Give me. In the last hand, there was a cheat. Give me. A cheat? You don't mean me. Oh. You don't mean a trick. Wait, or do you mean a scam? All the same thing. Yes, there was a cheat in the last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Well, this case has taken a turn for the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating. In the final hand. Just want to check something real quick. Okay, I see. The final hand. The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in the deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. Ah, the defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand, poor Mr. Smith. What? No. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker? I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Oh yeah, no problem. 2 cards for the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes a 3 of a kind. Good, now picture a hand with 1 pair and 1 3 of a kind. So, the 3 sevens and the 2 aces. A pair and a 3 of a kind. Sounds very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Wow, they both have full houses. Okay, yeah. I'm seeing that, but... We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat! Objection! Hearsay. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? The final hand. Last hand, both men had full house. I would have to present it, but even still that would be a little bit risky because it may not even mean 4 of each card, you say? Yeah, there's 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart. There's 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 club for each card. There's 1. The fact that this number 4 comes from number of seasons. Yes, I did know that the cards are numbered 1 to 13. Add all the cards in the deck and you get 364 a year. Don't say, isn't that? That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year. Thus you have a perfect representation of a year. Ooh, and a deck of cards. Oh, you don't say. For a year if it keeps going like this. Let me just look. They have, oh, I'm not seeing a cheat. There's 1 of each card. I'm not seeing a cheat here. I need to question. Yeah, but it's again 1 of each. There's 1 of each card. The sensor thing for the Wii that you kicked over. Yes, I'm looking. There's 1. They both have full of a cut. What? They both have a full. That's a 2 of spades. Again, those have nothing to do. They both have full houses, but I don't see cheating. Yes, I see the card there. I see the card in the bottom left. That's some type of heart, but even still, we can't see the card. We don't know the number. All I can see is that they both have a full house. There's nothing wrong with this, because she said there's 4 of each card from ace to king. But again, if you look at tell me how it's obvious. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. 5th ace. 1, 2, where the fuck is the 5th ace? 5th ace. I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously cheating was a foot, or perhaps I should say a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's jokes. Very well. Miss will add this detail to her testimony, please. She's wrong. I know, she's wrong. She said that there's 3. That's wrong. That can be presented. That's wrong. The picture shows they both have 2. They both have full houses. They both paid fair. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken, but my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. Contradicts the witness's testimony. This right here, these aces.
Take that!
Right there. Miss Orley, in your testimony you made the following claim. Miss Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Objection! Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true, I have seen the 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin, who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards? The cards? Mr. Payne? Yes? The player's hands were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? Give me a minute. It's my brother. Give me a minute real quickly, chat. But... Alright, I'm back. Who should we view?
I'll say the defendant's hand.
The defendants, so we're looking at Phoenix Wright. Okay, let's see if Phoenix was cheating. Let's start with Mr. Wright's hand. Next, we'd like to view the defendant's hand. Very well. Yeah, evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Defendant right hand was left at the scene of Full House. Yeah. Alright, now let's see what we have here. Right, yeah. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using this to turn it zoom in and out. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. The cards' backs are red. For some reason I thought that they were using blue cards in that final hand. Didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Huh? Oh, which was it now? I don't see anything else apart from red. Okay. So, well, has the defense found anything they would like to share with the court? Not unless you count utter confusion. Of course, you can also give these cards another look. Yeah, let's examine the other cards as well. I'll examine the victim's cards. Granted, but make it quick, Mr. Justice. Don't worry, justice is always swift.
Oh, there's one blue.
Oh, yeah. What? We got cheating! Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards, the back is a different color. That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Hey. What was that, Miss Orley? No, niet. I merely said dive. Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes. Tell me what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Aha. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater, a professional, I'd wager. Yeah. What the push? Alright, well, we found our cheater.
Order!
No, you don't do it enough. You need to do order! Order in the court! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage. Yo, hold on. No.
Hey.
I mean, oh, take advantage.
You're not so good there, mate.
Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard.
Yeah.
That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Miss Shady Smith. Not only did she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. Yep. I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Yeah. Oh, she fainted. Oh, she fainted. Get a medic! And the plate landed perfectly. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice. Your Honor, it seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it. I held out. Damn, this is going on for a long period of time. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further... Objection! Oh, it's Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, you can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? Think, one of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? Your turn. What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook. Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, you of all people should know, Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. Oh, what's this? As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You use different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever, in the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck. Would seem to indicate cheating. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo. Oh, me? Yes. Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped? When was the card swapped? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder,
Or after the murder.
okay. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. Before the murder, during the murder... Wait, let me look at the history real quick, what he just said. Before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, it can't be during the murder because you're killing him, so it'd either be before or after. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? I'm gonna assume it was after the murder. Perhaps it happened after the murder. Objection! What's that ridiculous? What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during a game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the backs of the cards are a different color. If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown after the murder. You know what, that's fair. I didn't even think about that. If they... I didn't. If they were being shown, you'd easily call it. Okay, this is going past silly and straight onto crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Yeah, to frame people. Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room alive. That is... the defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for blue? Maybe. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course, and well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga or the evil. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Olsey at this point. Yes, I know, but she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong colored card. And as the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Here. Some of you like to share with the card, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Objection! Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Oley, then who was it?
You.
Yeah, well that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Oh. I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. New direction? We'll find that indeed after the murder. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hands, and that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're gonna tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know the two colors of the cards were being used. The other mistake was a number on the card. Right, the person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. But it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? Oh my god, this is going on for hours, man. It's almost been 2 hours. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials. Ridiculous, Mr. Wright. This trial was proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. Oh, God. 20 minutes, and I've already spent like an hour and a half on this. April 20, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I'd think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see, you hadn't mellowed out one bit, Christoph. Justice. Yes, sir. The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locker you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Yeah, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. What? That's your daughter? I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. Who's the mother? One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I'm never honest, but it is odd that you managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Wanna know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Yeah? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. And that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. Shaking, constantly scratching her head. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No, come on, who knows that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worried. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's she talking about? Just real quickly, I wanted to do another check. Okay. But you will soon. I almost forgot one more thing about this case. You should know I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there defending me. I need your power. I need your power. My power. I had no idea my cord of steel was that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. Oh god. What do you think I should do? Should I try and complete this whole thing, or? Babe, what do you think? Should I? Well, I think I should continue this case.
Okay then.
No, yeah. April 20, District Court. Yeah. Well, Phoenix Wright wasn't even telling the truth. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga, Orley, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. We can hear a version of the events again. That's the thing, you see, she's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser. Not. What? No. Name's Olga Orley, that's the truth, and I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quickfingers Orley. Oh, really? Wanna know something else? I'm not really Russian and my last name sounds like oh really. That's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Okay, there we go. Or at least now we have... Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, don't talk. We had a plan, see? I want to remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Not that he needed my help, Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in the Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out a planted card and the trap would snap shut. You swap the cards. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, he would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all prior wins. A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan. Now what's up, Big Mike? You still a zombie? Oh really, Orley? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers, Orley. That makes no sense, but okay. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad, you hear me? Bad. You want to speak for her now, because we know she's not Russian anymore. So you could just use.
Can I see you?
No.
Oh.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. The best laid traps. That night, the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to, then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bowl and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no-good cheating defendant. Well, I already think I saw a sign. She pulled back her hair in one of them. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking! Well, the testimony for what it's worth is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Like I'm supposed to. But the playing card was gone, the trap failed. Let me push this. 5 people can play Fortnite. Oh, nice. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well, oh, I know. What was that just now? I sensed something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Yes. I sense something. Miss Orley, you're hiding something. What are you talking about? You... Me? Quickly, Miss Orley, hide something. The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. I sensed it again. So with my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? Yes, I did notice that time. Touching her neck, was it? Yes, I could see. Maybe not. Hold up. What's going on? This sensation is coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Oh, gotcha. Perceive, press Y. Perceive. Oh, what did I do? Nope. Got something. Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of the testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling on about? This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something? Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? The habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her the most of the moment of the crime? For the crime that night you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable profession on your neck is this. Hold up. It's gotta be the bottle. It can't be cards or phone. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were the only witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about? How? Oh, what's he talking about now? It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you. Oh. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-walled conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant. Justice, I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later. Just trust me now, it's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime, the very moment. Niet, I am knowing nothing. Okay, she changed. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please, now. Ah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there.
Hold it!
Okay, she's not saying that. You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Her eyes are dying all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at that table until the cops came. Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So what do you think about her testimony? I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed. It's basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence. What's that? Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice, that you claim contradicts the testimony. She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that.
Take that!
I pressed the wrong thing. This is the evidence that contradicts her testimony. Well, Mr. Payne, what did I even fucking... I may have been right. No, I'm not. Justice, you might want to think about your future before doing that again. Oh, damn it. That one hurt. Different personality, but the same testimony. Have her where you want her, Justice. The circumstances have changed, yet her testimony has not. That means there's gotta be a contradiction in there. Quite. Already did. Nothing on that. Cards is no. This? I'm unsure.
Objection!
Try this. I may be wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Fuck. I need to push everything, I guess. Oh, but I got on that point, but I just don't know what to put. That's a rule, try to think before you make the accusation. That's justice. Damn it. That didn't go so well. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. Different personality, but the same testimony. Sometimes have changed, yet a testimony has not.
Hold it!
Let's push on everything. This playing card, which card was it exactly? The trump card. The 5 of hearts. Let me guess. Mr. Wright was to have switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house. At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing that by ruining his legend. When was this? Why, before the match. Of course, while he was eating. At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht and suppers. Remind me never to go there. Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken.
Hold it!
Hold up. Okay, there we go. So everything went according to plan. Exactly. The 5th ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hit. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud. There are worse things to be known as, I suppose. That's what happened with the search. Right. Yeah. I don't have. Right, remove during the investigation. Used by the defendant to notify police from the restaurant's first floor. That can't be. Let me push this again. You seem uneasy. You just hang up here. Her eyes are dying all over the place. I must be getting warm. Tell me, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at the table until the cops came. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with flawed, yeah, again, and I'm gonna put the phone. This. Miss Oli, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. Oh, okay, this has gotta be it. It says that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Yeah. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Ball Club. Okay. So explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Yeah, well, here we go. The man who picked up the ball and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Oh, she's telling the truth. Okay. Cards being dealt. Showdown time. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets, now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Ah. Just then, Smith grabbed the ball from next to Wright, and he hit me. You, some master of cheating you turned out to be. Oh, so she was hit. When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. You just accused someone of murder, you fool. Well, where does this leave us? Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming! It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this. It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir, I believe that as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Oli a big fat liar. What? Three were in that room the night of the murder, the defendant, victim, and her, and she has a motive. A motive. Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith, and the denouncement of that argument was murder. What? I'm no killer. It's a trap, someone's trying to frame me. Hehehe. Oh, what now? What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright, such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christopher Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility, that there was another person in the room at the time of the murder? Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder, and the one who swapped the card didn't know two color of cards were being used. And a fourth person. This theory again, your fourth person doesn't exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance of deception. Perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck, a clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color of the backs of the cards. Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet there is one person here in our court who thought those cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think. You can figure out who it was. It's not me, I swear. Who is this fourth person? Why do I always get put on a spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Can I go all the way back? Damn it, I don't know. Is my boss a killer? Didn't he say that he went out eating with him?
Take that!
This may be stupid. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. Oh my god, am I actually correct? I was right? Christopher Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look, you can see the color in this photo. Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions, only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Oh shit, when he tried to do the poetic. Damn, 2 hours? Yeah, I know, 2 hours. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me, it was just so sudden. Right, you aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. Objection! This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant's accusing his own defense attorney of murder. I assure you, I'm quite sane. But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. Well, what if they have? Huh? There is a possibility, after all, they may have met that night, before the game. What are you suggesting? Is this the truth, Mr. Wright? Was staying silent about, well, only the one thing to do? Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you... The defense would like to request that you testify to the court, and then Christopher is saying we request no such thing. What are you hiding? What are you hiding, Christopher? Are you a murderer? You a killer? Mr. Gavin! Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happen before that game of poker be related? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley... Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Hear the testimony. This was Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along, and I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And to justice, you would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Appetite before murder. That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder? I dine with him rather frequently. He talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Quite against my will, I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, right? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. Sir, he's lying and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Cat video. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. The waitress, the girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. You made the call to the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly, cell phones don't get a signal down in the hideout. I was on the first floor at that time. Not a soul, it was the middle of the night after all. So there in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It didn't seem right to leave the injured waitress alone. He was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. And when you returned, the victim was already dead? Yes. I'll admit, I was a little startled when I walked in. A little? He was bleeding from his forehead after all. I guess I'd be startled too if I walked in on the scene like that. I mean, I'm gonna do this, but it's probably wrong. It was blunt force trauma. A cut, okay. Well, gosh. Alright. I returned, he was dead, blood shooting in a cut and forehead. Why did you call him? Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously got involved in rather a sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law officers would give me a friend rate for my defense fees. Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay. Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved after all. You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend, quite high. Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about? You know what you have to do. He's lying, expose him now. It's gotta be in there.
Hold it!
You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Porsche quite frequently. We were enjoying our usual dinner at our usual spot as usual. Usual? I always eat at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting. So the plates and such on the table were from your dinner. Indeed, the remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left after that.
Hold it!
5 minutes. So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure. Oh, Mr. Wright, what was it you said? Kristoff Gavin and Shady Smith may have met. I believe I did say that. Yeah, I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear they just passed in the hall? Does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder. Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened. Come on, Mr. Wright, what are you hiding this time?
Hold it!
About this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Olga Ollie mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was playing a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the playing card and the trap would snap shut. You swapped the cards. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. The card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. Oh shoot, and one of those bottles maybe. An empty bottle of grape juice. The murder weapon. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in the colored glass. Markers, it's hard to see. A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like a terrific drama. A card inside the murder weapon, that's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Mr. Wright, the poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with the new information. The bottle was completely empty.
Hold it!
Why in the bottle? I perceived my opponent's intent immediately. I'm used to entrapment. You see, I knew what was coming. Ho ho ho, so you struck first. I like that. I know every trick in the book, they don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. Girl was knocked out cold. This bottle? That has nothing in it. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in here. No. What? Mr. Wright, surely, isn't all you have to say for yourself? I can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Ron. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle, there was nothing. So what's going on? Is he hoodwinking us, or did the card just disappear? Sorry. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? What am I fucking looking for? No, I'm nowhere near. You should know. You saw me. The guy was knocked out cold. Yeah. No, no one else was, okay. What am I missing? He's dead, blood shooting from the cut on his forehead. I'm trying to look. Pick the red one. No. There's nothing on this bottle. Examine this. There's nothing in it. Stop talking gibberish in my chat, bro. Oh yeah. Trying to figure this out is a pain. Oh, to be a detective. He was knocked out cold. I've literally pushed him on everything. Hold up, my phone's gonna die, so... And if it dies, I can't reach it. Okay, there we go, it's charged. It's charging now. Tanya was dead, blood streaming. How did you... Hold up. Do not think. I returned, he was dead. Blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. No, not Clash, you don't listen, lol, on Fortnite with Snow and her sister, you need to read my awesome message. Ah, fair enough. I'll look at it later if need be. They're blood streaming. Blood streaming. But this picture shows no blood, but this one does. Tried this. Oh, it was it. Nice. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photo. Look at this photograph. God damn it. I see the victim here. He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? Ah, I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head. Yeah? You? You put the hat on the head? The dead man's head? He wore it through our entire program. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright just like in this photograph. And I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. But why do you do a thing like that? All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So Miss Ollie didn't see it. It being the victim's, his head. I'd think not, she was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin. Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin, this witness testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled, I haven't told a single lie. Here? When I noticed the trap, put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. When I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Oh, let's have a look here. Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well? Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please, the cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that? Oh, bone china plate. A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate. I believe he was referencing a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defense's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second, something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club? Most certainly. Then, and how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate? Oh, that's right. Yes, that was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene, and when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court? Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? Ooh. So this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix, right? Oh, wow. Order, I will have order! Oh, wrong thing. Yep. I'll need to show it. Yep. Yes, Your Honor. I believe that this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear the defense attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as the prosecutor, Very well, we'll break for 10 minutes, after which Mr. Gavin will take to the stand for cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well, this will be your final recess for the day. Oh, dang, we're doing very weird stuff. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chambers. Who'd have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Oh, you're the daughter! Oh, what? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely and the game is yours. That's all. An ace. Where do I remember that card from? The fifth ace. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true, I have seen it. The 5th ace. That was cheating, I swear to you. The missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red, is this blood? You have your trump card, now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. Bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth. I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Yep, the pendant. The daughter. Bloody ace added to the court record. Okay. Now I don't have no one. Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take to the stand? Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Will the witness state his name and occupation? Is this false necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Fine, I'll play along. Over there. Hi. You okay? Why didn't you cook dinner for us? What? Be patient. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How do you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. Catch him! Oh, Phoenix Wright! I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Hold up a minute. Just gotta quickly pause real quick. back from my pause. Anyway, we got Mr. Wright here. I was checking the audio. Alright, there we go. What do you think you're doing, right? Wow, things sure look different from the other side, you know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was here. Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime. In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say. Not bad, Apollo. Hehehe. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. What is happening? Yeah, I'm afraid in the current situation I see little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Good. Hold up, I missed that. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us how were you involved in the events of that fateful night. Okay, witness testimony. The fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a ball in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. Wow. So, you witnessed the murder. For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. Said that wrong. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity, right, Apollo? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examining, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. That fateful night, the rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. I went down to the basement and peeked through the little window of the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as it appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a ball in his hand. I gotta press that. Those were the only three at the scene of the crime. Yes, as far as I saw at least. Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Objection!
What? There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose. Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hands? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to the reason? Do I have anything? I do have this. It's gotta be. It's gotta be the missing ace. If it's not, then that's fucking crazy. It's now or never. I gotta play my hand. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? You see from Mr. Scale, could this be the missing 5th ace? Right, yeah. Take that! My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why? Why, it's got blood on it! Right next to the spade! What? This is insane! Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card. It's mine. That is... I picked it up at the Borsha Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade, after all. No, no, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene, the real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and at the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. So, he may have had a card underneath his hat. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? Oh, maybe. I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right, regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence. Objection. This is baseless. Conjecture. Baseless. Objection. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based. What? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. Okay, scene of the crime. In your head. Okay. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped the card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with the scene. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witness, the second witness. Whose position doesn't... The second witness?
Take that!
The second witness's position is the problem. That would be Mr. Gavin, yes? The second witness position is far less problematic than your rights now, Justice. Or perhaps perilous is a better word. I cannot see what the bloodstained card has to do with the second witness location. I'm afraid you're more than in peril of penalty this time. One more chance, please. Oh, okay, shit. You think it over, Mr. Justice. Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, position in this diagram doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. The victim?
Take that!
Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck in the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him. Ah! Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So what does this mean? Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. Alright, try turning the chair around. The chair was facing the other way. It would have to be. So we have to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We know now the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder, but this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? Victim's the killer, the second witness. The killer?
Take that!
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it would be quite hard, yes. Objection! Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of the game? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? On the table. I'm making it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killers should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? Here?
Take that!
I'm forgetting everything. The killer had to be standing, well, here. You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. Back.
No, it will be on the table.
No, because again, we're going off of if the killer hit him in the face. The killer hit him in the head, like
Yeah.
while he was looking. If he was on the table, he would have hit him from behind.
Yeah, 'cause what if he was leaning with his head back and he hit him?
Well, he wasn't. We've just gone through the evidence that he was facing the wall.
Okay.
As if I was onto something. I thought I was onto something there too. I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Cupboard? Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. Get that off my screen. It sucks for sake. Damn it, why couldn't they take pictures of the area? Okay. What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Ah, Your Honor. What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Alright. So there, we moved the cupboard. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction in fact... Oh dang. Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logistical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Jester, please point to the new contradiction indicated. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, or the second witness? It would be the second witness. If I'm correct, it would be the second witness. Because he can't see, it's blocking him.
Take that!
Oh, did I even pick the right area? I hope I did. About this cupboard. Are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Ah, that's right, someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. What did you say? Oh, it's the coolest defense in the West, losing his cool. Don't expect him to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. Someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order! This is the court of law, and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They examined the cupboard and the hideout, Your Honor. And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it. What? Why? Ah yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. Do you remember him saying something about that now that he mentioned it? A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. Dang, bro. That seems to be it, you know. I mean, yeah. You see where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder. Mr. Wright returns from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin? Come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mrs. Smith, a date with destiny. There he crouched hidden in a secret passageway behind the cupboard. Holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came and he took it. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga Ole was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and after the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor, and the fact that they were all red. Yeah. Oh my god, how? Almost 3 hours. Well, it seems this trial is taking yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne? Yeah? Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Wah! Believe me when I say that I don't want to believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin, but I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Objection! Oh, what now? Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me, the defendant is cleared of all suspicion? This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but his own defense attorney.
Objection!
Oy, oy. Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course. This bottle, for instance. the bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking. How do you intend to explain away the fingertips on the murder weapon, and not just any fingerprints? Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes, the fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court and this case demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor? See how the court fish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo, yes. Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. And I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation just like that. Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to drink? Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Okay, take another look at the court records. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just answer this in plain? Let me examine it. Yeah, this and this. Nothing else on the bottle. Yes. Single drop of blood marks the front of the card. Yep. And it's a red. Alright, okay. How about you just say the answer in plain words? It will be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't want justice. Justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? Maybe the photo of them? Because there's a barrel there. Upside down. Yep, this photo. They were sitting down, there's barrels. You're gonna grab it upside down. It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bowl on the floor next to your chair. Excuse me, on the floor? Yes. Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair. See, you naturally go to pick up the ball by its neck. With your finger upside down. I'm gonna now avoid doing that, just in case if I'm murdered. See? Look at this photo. Look at this photograph. Taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. He would have naturally picked up the bowl upside down several times. Can't believe it was that simple. Recall our dinner that evening, Christoph. I was drinking my usual juice then too. Basically, you used the ball on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano, and you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bowls and made it look like the murder weapon. Order! 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 What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Damn, this is a stream I'm gonna have to do like in a day. Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's feigned tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle? Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, no baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Wash Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. Were you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I'd be surprised if any were on that but his. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake. True, that bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. Okay. There's a card. There's something inside the bottle. Hearts. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga Orley. Yes, our little swindling Devochka. That night I planned the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the left hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him, but the planned card was gone, the trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was a 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Disposed? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle. And there it is, the 5 of hearts. This is the card, the bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph. Gavin. Oh, some Porsche. That was some demonic stuff right there. He summoned some food. Everyone is utterly speechless. And that took ages for a damn case. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little I can't read that. Right? I can't read that. This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? Yeah, you may as well leave. You may as well leave, bro. You're useless in this situation. I believe this time we've finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christopher Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? Ooh, what's this? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as a traveler. An odd profession, to be sure. And that's all we know about him. I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes. 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. The second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. We have to set it right. Mr. Wright, our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Guilty. Yeah, celebrate with dots. Yeah. Court is adjourned. 4, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. Pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, the sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means when I sensed it. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim? Is this true? Of course it's true. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? What? What was that? Mr. Wright, you'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer? Right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit a murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Oh wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me, I met the girl whose picture is in your locket. Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury. You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. Still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo? Yes? How about coming to work for me? Yeah? You mean at the Wright and Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but you're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge. Yes, I'm not an attorney anymore. That is the incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice in today's trial, there was a single piece of forged evidence? Forged? What are you talking about? I'm talking about the evidence that shouldn't have existed, a naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. Magic trick. You mean this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yeah, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left, leaving the wrong card in its place. Luckily for us, the court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. Fraud? How could you be so sure? The only person who claimed it was the fraud. He'll be the one who took the real card from the crime scene, the real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney? Apollo. So it's true. The rumor, it's true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? That was 7 years ago. Ah. Did I just pass out? Oh, I punched him. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address, drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door, and that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and at the time I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day connected by a single thread of logic. Find out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, eternally at law, and this is how my story begins. Alrighty, guys. Oh well, that was a very long ass stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of the trial. I'll definitely have to do this at an earlier point in the day. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. This is going to be David the Gamer signing off for this one. Have a blast, stay gaming, and peace out.